Good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 13th, 2021, and this is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kings County Board of Supervisors. Due to issues arising from COVID-19, the board is using a teleconferencing format for today's meeting. We are all participating via the World Wide Web. If you'd like to make a public comment today, please make sure you are identified by name in the WebEx system. For those interested in commenting during unscheduled appearances, please use the raise your hand feature and wait to be recognized. Each speaker will be allowed up to 2 minutes for each public comment. Each vote today will be a verbal or voice vote so that members of the public can hear how each board member has voted. After we have had a motion and a second regarding each item we are taking up today, we will be doing a roll call vote by district. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Joe Neves.
Here.
Richard Valley.
Here.
Doug Verboon.
Here.
Craig Peterson.
Here.
Richard Fagundes.
Here. Okay, we have 5 present. At this time, we will go to Pastor Brian Kleinhammer from Kingdom Culture 2.0 for the invocation. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let us bow our heads. Father God, we are grateful for everything you have given our county and made possible through the labors of those who live within it. Please continue to bless our region, open up every source of funding and revenue, and ordain prosperity for all its people. And we say this in gratitude, Father God, for everything that you have given us. And we look forward to many more years of prosperity for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay, would you please join me in the flag salute? Ready? Salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible. Great. We'll move now to item 2, which is unscheduled appearances. Any person may directly address the board at this time on any item on the agenda or other items of interest to the public that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. 2 minutes are allowed for each item.
I do not have anyone with their hand raised. I have someone at the podium and then I have someone, county council would like to speak as well.
Very good.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and board members. Brian Thoburn, Government Relations Manager with Southern California Edison. Just wanted to check in this morning. It's been at least 1.5 years since I've been here before you to provide an update. And I just wanted to say that I'm thankful that we're getting back to normal. And just wanted to take a few moments to talk about what currently is going on in Edison. Of course, our ongoing priority is wildfire safety and mitigation and the upgrades that continue to go on with our system to ensure that our system is as safe and reliable as possible. Those upgrades also are occurring here within the county in terms of our service territory that we service, which, as you all know, is the northeastern part of the county, and those upgrades go on. And want to continue to express my thanks to this board and to county staff for the excellent partnership that we have in coordinating those projects. As you know, the recent heat wave, we've seemed to come through it largely unscathed with minimal disruptions. And I know in the Edison territory here in the Valley, it was a fairly quiet weekend. So we're grateful for that. Looks like the weather is going to moderate for a few days, so that's good. But I did want to take an opportunity to thank Edison customers for their efforts in conserving energy during these times when it's a combination of excessive heat and high demand. So with that, I just want to say that it's great to be back here before you in person, and look forward to continue to working with you all. And Mr. Spikes, welcome back. Good to see you again. So thank you all.
Very good. Oh, sure. Go ahead.
If I may, I'm curious, Brian, what's left of Big Creek? I haven't been up there since the fire.
Thank you for asking. Of course, as you all know, we had the Creek Fire, which was the largest single fire in California history, and did significant damage up in the area. Our Big Creek system, fortunately, most of that escaped serious damage, but there was damage. And so our hydro system up there, the hydro plant, most of you have been up there and are familiar with the facilities, are still on limited operations. And we don't expect to be back to full operations with our hydro operations up there until next year. So repairs will be ongoing up there through this year. The one thing I will say, if there's a silver lining to that disaster, is it highlighted Southern California Edison's forest management practices, because as you all are aware, Edison owns Shaver Lake, and we own the forest around Shaver. And because of our proactive management of the forest for the last 40, 50 years, that resulted in saving the community of Shaver from devastation from the fire. So, but we're moving forward. It was a fantastic team effort with our crews and all the first responders, all the agencies, state, federal, that were involved with that. The other thing too, it was a double whammy, as you'll recall, because we not only had that fire going on, we had the Sequoia Complex fire also occurring in southeast Tulare County that did significant damage up in the Camp Nelson area as well. So fortunately, this year in our service territory, no fires yet. But again, it's we're just in a time where we seem to be seeing them with greater frequency. Of course, there's the fire in Mariposa and Madera that's up there near Yosemite. And but thank you, Mr. Sykes, for the question. So, and thank you all again. Good seeing you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, Madam Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, board members. I'd like to memorialize for the public record that today is my last day as county council for Kings County, and this is my last board meeting. I'd like to say that it's been a pleasure working with the county's extraordinary department heads and an amazing staff. They've made my life easier over the course of the last 2 years, especially the folks in the county council's office who continue to be just outstanding soldiers in representing the county's interest. I'd like to call out Carrie Woolley, who has served me as an extraordinary assistant county counsel over the last year, learning the office and developing new skills that will serve her long after I'm gone. I'd like to just tell the board how grateful I am for the opportunity to have served the people of Kings County. I'll always be grateful for that. Thank you for recognizing me, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the opportunity to serve.
You bet. Thank you. Okay, any further public comment? Chief Lynch.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Bill Lynch, Kings County Fire Department. I just want to give you a quick update on your fire department and some of our activities. Currently, right now, we have 14 personnel operating at the River Fire, 4 engines assigned there. That fire is at 9,500 acres with 15% containment. Sounds like they're going to make some tie-ins to some existing burn scars in that area and possibly get a good handle on this thing coming up, but no idea when that's going to happen. We also have one battalion chief operating up in the Plumas National Forest on a fire that's called the Beckworth Complex, and it's about 91,000 acres right now and only about 26% contained. It is in the National Forest, but it's a substantial fire going on up there. So that's the 2 areas we're operating in, local and up there at the Plumas, and I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any about it.
Very good. Thank you. Questions? Right. Further comments? None. All right. With that, then we'll move to item 4, which is the consent count. Approval of the minutes first. Item 3. So hold on. Yeah. Approval of minutes of the June 29th, 2021 regular meeting, and I know we do have some corrections.
Yeah, just a couple of corrections to bring to your attention. We noticed that item Roman numeral 5E2 shows as a unanimous vote when actually the vote was 4-1, so that will be corrected. And also Roman numeral 5F1 indicates that your board took no action in regard to COVID, but you did take action with respect to the mask sign. So that will be reflected when these are published. Thank you.
Okay, very good. With those corrections, are there any further corrections?
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes as presented and corrected.
Have seconds.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Was that as presented or as amended by Mr. Spikes?
It was as amended.
Okay, thank you, sir. Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson,
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, we have 5 in favor. We'll now move to, motion carries. We'll now move to the consent calendar. And board, what's your pleasure?
That was moved. 1 seconds.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson,
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, we have 5 in favor. Consent calendar motion carries. We'll now move to item 5, which is regular agenda items. And item A is Fire Department. Chief Lynch.
Morning again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Bill Lynch, Kings County Fire Department, here this morning to bring an item before you that involves the city of Corcoran and Kings County Fire Department. As you know, for many years, we've had a contract with them for fire services, and I'm happy to say this year that we have reached an agreement for 100% cost recovery with the city of Corcoran. We are asking that you approve this contract. It's a 5-year contract with a 2% escalator in each year following this year, and it's retroactive back to July 1 of this year. So I would like to recommend that you approve the agreement with the city of Corcoran for its fire services retroactively effective to July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2026. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Questions?
There are no questions. Move for approval. I'll second that, and I thank you for your hard work, and thank the Corcoran staff for working with you as well.
Yeah, the interim city manager, Ruben Short Nancy, very instrumental in getting this project done. So thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and I would, just to further discussion, just say thank you as well. I know I've been one that's been concerned about that for some time, and I truly appreciate all the efforts to get this done on both sides. So thank you with that. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson,
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, we have 5 in favor. Motion carries. We'll move now to item 5B, which is probation department.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Kelly Vernon, Chief Probation Officer, here this morning to ask your board to adopt a resolution designating next week, July 18th through the 24th, as pretrial probation and parole services week. Probation is a diverse group of people dedicated to the communities that we serve. Statewide, 51% of all probation officers are female. However, Kings County has the designation of having the highest percentage of female officers at 63. Statewide, 41% of all probation officers are Latino, 21% are African American, 26% Caucasian, and 10% Native American, Asian, or API. Probation is the alternative to incarceration, made up of highly trained experts that can successfully manage trauma and other needs of adults and juveniles we serve. The vast majority of our staff hold a 4-year degree, and we ensure each year that staff receive a minimum of 40 hours ongoing training. We deliver sustainable, collaborative community safety. Locally, we supervise over 200 individuals between our electronic monitoring services and pretrial that would otherwise be in our county jail. We are that connector between service and need. Your staff worked daily throughout the pandemic. In particular, our Kings County Juvenile Center staff worked 24/7 with the youth in our care, providing comfort to a lot of those youth who were scared at times, not knowing what was going on without proper contact with their parents. They looked to enhance visitation when we could no longer do in-person visitation. However, Kings County was successful in maintaining that in-person visitation much longer than any other county in the state. Our officers made field contacts continuously throughout the pandemic, and we were ensuring clients' compliance while offering needed assistance by way of making necessary connections. Kings County Probation is also well represented in executive leadership positions throughout our associations. We have officers on the executive leadership team for the California Association of Probation Institutions Managers, the California Association of Probation Service Administrators, as well as the Chief Probation Officers of California. We are diligently working to ensure community safety and understand that accountability and rehabilitation are not mutually exclusive. We continue to provide hope to our clients and safely connect system-involved individuals to the support they need to succeed. And with that, I would ask respectfully that you adopt the resolution.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Questions,
No
comments?
questions or comments? Go for approval. Nev seconds.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Supervisor Valley's asked to be heard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank Kelly Vernon for her presentation and also take the time to wish her congratulations and thank her. Today starts her 30th year of service to the Kings County. And so thank you to her for her service and to the men and women serving with her under her leadership. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
30 years.
Yeah, congratulations.
Starts today, only 29 so far. So
That's a big accomplishment.
it is.
Yes, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. We have a motion and second. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson.
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, we have 5 in
Thank you.
favor. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, now we'll move to item 5C, which is public health.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Ed Hill, Public Health. I'd like to start off my report as I always do by reminding everyone the simple steps we can take to protect ourselves from communicable diseases such as COVID-19, which are frequently wash your hands for 20 seconds or more, don't touch your face with unwashed hands, stay hydrated with water, a hydrated cell is a healthy cell, and stay home if you're sick, and wear face coverings to continue to protect those unvaccinated around you. My update is going to be brief today. Our daily numbers are available on our website, and we continue to watch hospital data closely. Regionally, hospital admissions, both in medical surge or general admission and ICU, have remained stable. 3 weeks ago, I reported a small increase in both medical surge or general admissions locally and ICU, and it appears that trend has stabilized for now. As of 7/11, the local hospital had 9 med-surg patients and 0 ICU patients. Our PPE status has not changed, and we still maintain that supply for all of our healthcare facilities. The mobile testing program site schedule for this week is on our website. Due to the extreme heat, we have made modifications and will continue to modify this schedule as the temperatures change, so stay posted and refer to that schedule when you need to. We continue to see an increase in cases. Last week, the week between July 4th and July 10th, we saw 70 new cases and 44 the week before that. We are still encountering individuals who are resistant to provide the details we need to fully understand and investigate the case transmissions. And as mentioned, we did and do expect to see the case count continue to increase while people become more comfortable and relaxed. The cases are spread throughout the county and do not appear to be isolated to one area, and there are multiple same household cases, which is common. On the Delta variant item, we now have a total of 5 Delta variant cases in Kings County. 2 weeks ago, I reported that there were 3, and then we encountered 2 more over the last 2 weeks. That variant continues to spread, and it's anticipated it will be the new leader in all the variants, as always, or as previously reported. And currently, there are 1,085 cases of the Delta variant in California. On the vaccine update, last week, Public Health administered 107 vaccines, which is low and was likely influenced by the holiday weekend. We do continue to have plenty of vaccine availability and appointments as well. We do and have started offering all vaccines at every clinic, and we'll continue to do so. The only time that we would be able or need to switch from this process is if the vaccine demand increases sharply. We wouldn't be able to handle the logistics of offering all 3 vaccines at all sites during high demand. We continue to work with organizations that request on-site vaccine clinics and just need a week's notice to get the staffing arrangements made. Last week, we were at the Church of St. Joseph in Avenal, and we had a good turnout using our mobile clinic. We have several pop-up events coming up, including the St. Cecile Church in Kettleman City, Corcoran Christian Aid, and the College of the Sequoias at the end of this month and next month. So far, Kings County providers have administered 87,847 vaccines to Kings County residents. Unfortunately, the state changed their coding on how they run the state dashboard, and so we're adjusting. So I don't have specific numbers for our 12 to 5 population this morning, but I will update your board when I receive those. Also, secondary to a media request about vaccine rates in Corcoran, and through their investigation, we learned that the state was including the inmate population in our what's known as eligible population to be vaccinated. And they've done this since they've rolled out the vaccine and since they've rolled out their dashboards. The problem that we encountered is they were only including a proportion of the vaccinated population from the prison in those numbers. As such, our total vaccinated and the areas were being understated by the state. The state's website shows that the total vaccinated in Corcoran is about 17%, and after adjusting for the inmate population, the actual value is 30%. And for Avenal, the state's website shows that the total vaccinated is at 34%, but again, after adjusting for the inmates, the actual vaccinated value is 51% in Avenal. When we apply these values to the entire county, our total vaccinated rate increases from 33% to 37%, which is still not the greatest, but it's nowhere, and it's nowhere near where we would like it to be, but it's still better than what we had been seeing reported in the past. During the month of July, CDPH indicated that they would be sending out approximately 12 million direct mailers to Medi-Cal recipients about in-home vaccination services and transport assistance. The changes will occur in the My Turn application, that's where everybody registers to get their vaccines. That notification will be available to them there. Since April, before this mailer, we, Public Health, have provided 28 in-home vaccinations, and 8 of those were referrals from CDPH. And we have seen a slight uptick in this last month, and it's likely due to this mailer. So the takeaway for today's meeting is the virus is still not going anywhere anytime soon, and we still need to remain diligent and take these numbers for what they're worth. People still need to protect themselves and not get in a hurry to get back to large gatherings and get vaccinated as soon as possible. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Hill. Questions from the board?
One, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Supervisor Bradley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hill, you know, during the pandemic, a lot of what we saw and what you said many times was that the county, when we saw these cases popping up around the state, and our county still was at 0 cases, you informed us that we would be roughly 4 to 5 weeks behind any trend. And history shows that you were right in that, because 4 or 5 weeks later, as we started getting our first case, and we know what happened after that. That being said, is we're seeing an uptick in COVID cases around the state, particularly LA reported its 4th day in a row over 1,000 new cases for the 4th straight day. I don't know how many of those are of the Delta variant. But with that taking place around the state, do you have an opinion yet? Sounds like you're very comfortable today, but do you have an opinion on what we may be looking like 4 to 5 weeks from now, especially as it relates to the Delta variant? Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Valley, through the chair. Yes, we do anticipate this to continue to increase. You are correct that we have always been that month to month and a half behind the rest of the county. I think I mentioned that at my last update before the holiday. So we do anticipate this to continue to increase. Also mentioned at that last update, the Delta variant is very transmissible, especially in areas where there's low vaccination rates, which Kings County is an area of low vaccination rate. Even though we did see an increase in vaccines once we accounted for the inmate population and the way the state was calculating it, it still is a pretty low number, so we would like to see that increase. So we are anticipating that increase moving forward. Again, that's why I continue to stress the importance of speaking with our contact tracers and our case investigators. When we're in a full-blown outbreak like we were several months ago, contact tracing and case investigation basically doesn't yield any good results. But when our case numbers are low like they are now, we actually have an opportunity to get in front of some of these possible outbreaks. but we can't do that without the cooperation of the public and those who are actually have contracted the virus being forthright and, giving us the information we need to move as quickly as possible. Also something that I think I mentioned during my last update. So yeah, we do anticipate the cases to continue to increase. We don't know how high they will get, but we are monitoring the counties around us as we always do. The CDC also has released new data variables that are on their website that we monitor on a regular basis as well. They do not align with CDPH, so there's some confusion there. But we do watch that and track that closely, and we're already taking steps like we have in the past to prepare for a possible new wave.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last question. Most of what you're hearing is it comes to people who are either getting COVID-19 or the Delta variant, or hospitalized or dying from the virus. The data is shown, or at least what I'm reading around the state, is that 99% of those folks are unvaccinated. Would you say that's true for the County of Kings as well?
Yes, that is absolutely correct, Supervisor Valley. The majority of the cases where it's hitting them the hardest are the unvaccinated population. There is a small percentage, and I mean very small, that are what's known as breakthrough cases where they contract the virus after being vaccinated, but those numbers and hospitalizations for that population and deaths still are extremely small compared to those that are unvaccinated. So once again, the important information is get vaccinated as soon as you can.
Thank you, Ms. Chelsea. Thank you for doing a good job, you and your staff. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Further questions? Yeah, Mr. Hill, one other question, and I know we're seeing slight increases and are we seeing any, I know it's not anywhere near any kind of correlation with the increases, but any further interest in vaccinations?
Thank you, Chairman Peterson. We have seen a slight increase in interest. As mentioned in the last report, we had a good turnout at the clinic that we held in Corcoran, the mobile clinic, and we're also getting more requests for that clinic to be deployed. We did see 28 individuals at the St. Joseph Church in Avenal, which is relatively high given what we had been seeing over the last month. Even at our standing brick and mortar clinics, we were only seeing 3 and 4 vaccines a day. So it looks like the interest in the vaccine may be peaking. Hopefully it is a Delta variant, and the data that is shown that the vaccine is still effective against that variant as well as the other variants at this time.
Yeah, thank you for that. And just from the standpoint of folks that haven't got the shot, just reminding them that when they're ready, and if they're ready, we have adequate supplies, and we'll go pretty much anywhere, anytime to get them in their arms. And as always, thank you for your leadership in that effort. And with that, further questions from the board?
Mr. Chair, just a quick question, probably for my own edification. At this point in time, all of our county employees are supposed to be back at work and not working remotely, including department heads. That's correct. Is that correct?
That would be clarification.
Based on the board's prior action, authorizing the CAO to allow a soft opening in April and a hard opening on June 14th. That is consistent with the board's past action.
I just wanted to make sure, because I haven't been actually out to see all the department heads yet, so I just want to make sure they're there when I want to go talk with them. So anyway, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
As far as I know, they all should be there since June 14th.
Yeah, I haven't found anybody missing in action when I've gone looking for them yet, but like I said, I haven't been out there all the way yet. So anyway, thank you.
Okay. Again, one last time for the questions on the item. All right, very good. Short one today brings us to board member announcements and reports.
The last.
Sure. And I have nothing. So Supervisor Forgiveness.
Well, it's been a few days at the coast, nice and cool. Didn't want to come back. The chairman wanted a meeting, so we had. I'm ready to go back. Had a few, function just last week. The Leighton Lions Club had their dinner over there. It was very, very successful, and a lot of people turned out for that. But I think he said it was about 600 people.
Yeah, it was a good event.
And they did a good job, and it's hard to get back in the groove once you're away for a year or so and get everybody working. But it worked out good. Glad for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor.
Good, thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. A couple of weeks since we last met, the Kings Waste and Recycling meeting, we overviewed the budget and discussed operational changes and continue to work through those issues. Completed my announcing duties at Lemoore Little League with the 12-year-old baseball tournament with Visalia taking the pennant and moving on. Attended a couple of events for Alda Silva, who retired out of the finance department. Longtime employee, and certainly want to wish her well in retirement. Continue to announce at the Lemoore Raceway on July 3rd. We had 70 cars racing, and it was a nice evening of racing, even though it was a little warm, but the breeze came up and it was pretty nice. The wrapped up the Lemoore Senior Citizens fireworks booth. Supplies were down, prices were up, so money-wise, they were about equal. And but about a 40% increase in cost. Yet, it just cost a lot of people to buy fireworks and blow them up and burn them up and everything else. But money-wise, they were pretty much on track. But supply-wise, supplies were somewhat short. Rethinking Homeless webinar took place, dealing with affordable housing and short and long-term goals. Also dealing with poverty and dealing with sources of money to address projects, both state and federal, and some of the ideas of partnerships and managing issues. Also kind of the placement and case management continue to be big ticket issues dealing with homelessness. And then CalVans had a meeting on July 8th. Currently, we have 714 active van pools with 609 in the agricultural fields, 105 in the general van pool. Just under 10 million miles traveled each month, 120 million miles a year. That $13.5 million budget was received and then tabled until August to give directors a little more time to go through that budget and figure it out. And hopefully in August, we'll be able to adopt that 2021-2022 budget. But spending continues to go on and nothing really, it continue to pay the bills anyway. And then the passing of Denver Eddings from 41 Cafe, longtime icon from the Island District. She's probably the last of that generation, of that era, and certainly going to miss her.
Yeah, her coffee will stand forever.
Yeah,
It's pretty stout.
Would stand up in it for sure. But yeah, we're certainly going to miss her and all of the stories and all of the shenanigans. With that, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, one of the landmarks in on Highway 41 until it was removed. The hamburger, A&W hamburger man standing on the building, kind of leaning a little bit, but.
Well, he was tired. He'd been there a long time.
Right.
Or might have got one leg.
Yeah.
Supervisor Riley.
Hey, Mr. Chair, if you haven't heard yet, going back to the subject of the Kettleman City pedestrian bridge, we were working early on. At the same time, we were reaching out to Assembly Member Solids. I was working with a staff member from Senator Padilla's office, and as Rebecca worked to connect them with Joe Cron and our lobbyist, we got the good news that Senator Padilla has submitted for another $2 million to help build that Kettleman City pedestrian bridge, which, as we know, Mr. Chair, is if that money came through, that would help us save the $2 million of the county funds that Dominic is outlined to complete that project. That was initially a $4 million pedestrian bridge project. We know the price of construction, everything's going up. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, continue to do the right outreach, and hopefully get another $2 million here to ease the load here. So I want to thank staff and everyone who's helping stay connected with that. And thank Senator Padilla for his support and his staffers in the district for their support of the County of Kings. I also want to just update you. The update I got last week, going back to the Veterans Memorial in Corcoran and the $1 million that we got from the High Speed Rail Authority. Our project is good to go. We got locked in on the prices before the increase in constructions and material costs. That being said, that monument is tied to the overall city of Corcoran's project, where they're building a brand new park, and the centerpiece will be our Veterans Memorial. So the good news is we're good to go money wise, and it's going to be very beautiful. The only bad news is that continues to be delayed and now pushed out to hopefully the early part of next year instead of the end of this year, because their park project is is having some difficulties with these new numbers and the increase, and so it's delaying that. So I'll continue to keep you updated, and thank you for that support there. Those veterans in the community are waiting to see that beautiful project. Lastly, if you're in Corcoran or you're a barbecue griller or just the home chef, come down to our brand new beautiful meat place. It's called JC Meat Company. It's locally owned. A Corcoran family owns this new shop. We had the ribbon cutting last week, and they raise a lot of their own cattle. And I can tell you that the steak matches up with anything that I've tasted around here, and it's very delicious. They got the huge tomahawk steaks, the thick bone-in ribeyes, and if you like jerky, they do their homemade jerky that is extremely delicious. So a little positivity out in the County of Kings, a new business, and I know we all try to support around the county. So hopefully you come down and leave and have some good remarks about it in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Supervisor Bergman.
Yeah, JC Meats, that's a good deal. That guy's been around for a couple of years. He's over here off of Grangeville and 17th, and it's hard to get in there. Now we have access to him, so that's a good deal for the county. July 2nd, I was invited to attend Jose Ramirez event in Fresno. Recently, Jose lost his fight that he had in Las Vegas. So his feelings were hurt that he felt that the community didn't support him. So a little morale booster for Jose, presented him with a certificate of recognition for his work on water. And it's good to hear the story over again of what's important to him. And he wants to represent Avenel, and the fact that when we don't have no water, the people that supports him don't have a job. So it was good to hear that. Again, it was a small event, probably 100 people or so or less. And it was a good event. I had a housing authority last Tuesday, which we all attended, and then also had a special meeting for the San Joaquin Valley Water Infrastructure Authority. Talked about our budget for the upcoming year. We're probably going to have to fund our portion of it, about $4,000. So we'll be bringing that back to you once we know the exact number, and if we want to be part of that or not. And then with all that, I have a sign here to present to County Council Lee Burdick. So I'll walk over to you. Appreciate all we learned from you. We'll meet again in the future, and thank you for your service. Thank you. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you for that. So at this time, we'll move to board correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing in correspondence as far as upcoming events. Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department 100th anniversary will be celebrated on July 24th at 10 a.m. at 2 p.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Veterans Park in Lemoore. That's a free family event. And then 22 state veterans, law enforcement, and first responder suicide awareness ride will be July 21st in Hanford. It will be July 21st through August 8th. They'll be meeting at the Hanford Civic Auditorium at 7:30 a.m. on July 21st. We also then upcoming events, meetings, we will have the budget hearings here on August 17th and 18th. As far as upcoming agenda items, next week we'll again, of course, have the COVID-19 update. We will have redistricting first public hearing on July 20th. Actually, all of these items are on July 20th. Admin will be presenting Kettleman Hills Waste Facility Quarterly Report. Ag Department agreement with California Department of Food and Ag for organic program inspection activities. Behavioral Health agreement with Kingsview for narcotic treatment program services. Human Resources will have the MOU between the county and the Deputy Sheriff's Association. HR will also have out-of-state travel for a NeoGov conference. Human Services Agency agreement with the Kings County Commission on Aging Council as an assister with the Medi-Cal Health Enrollment Navigators Project. Human Services also have an MOU with Valley Regional Counties Mutual Aid Plan Protocol for post-disaster support and services accommodation for the CalFresh programs. Health will have an MOU between Kings County Children and Families Commission and the County of Kings for staffing and administrative services. JTO will be bringing the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Master Subgrant for fiscal years 21 through 23. Admin will also bringing the updated SB 81 juvenile contract. About 4 items more from Behavioral Health agreement with Aegis Treatment Centers LLC for outpatient narcotic treatment program services. Agreement for telepsychiatrist and medical director with Aria Weisenhunt. Agreement with Plumley's Board and Care for residential care services, and agreement with Bay Area Addiction Research and Treatment programs for narcotic treatment program services. And Fire will be bringing the Corcoran District Hospital grant. And I'm sorry, those last items, starting with the admin on the SB 81 program, those are on July 27th, 2 weeks from today. So sorry about that, but that's what's the upcoming agenda items that I have.
I have one for upcoming events.
Okay.
So on July 30th, 31st, Hanford is going to celebrate the 130th year. And they're going to do events downtown by the Carnegie Museum. And there's going to be a exhibit of Kings County automobile exhibit on July 31st in front of next to the old courthouse. So it'd be a good event to go to. I don't know how many cars you're going to have, but you have to have a story with the car and what it means to Kings County. So it's going to be a good event coming up here in 2 weeks. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, guess that covers item 6. We'll move to item 7, which is closed session. We have multiple issues to deal with today.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman?
Yep. Can you hear me now? There you are.
Mr. Chairman? I'm not sure if it's affecting everyone or just me, but it's breaking up really bad. It started during Mr. Spike's report.
What'd you do, Larry?
They've got too much bandwidth.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, you there?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear me clear? Ooh,
Mr. Chairman?
it's digitizing.
Yeah.
Okay. Saying we're all good here in the chamber, but it might be on your end.
Is that, I'm not sure if that's affecting everyone or just me.
All right.
There you go. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to Chair, I just wanted to clarify on Mr. Spike's report, July 20th is the first public hearing.
For redistricting?
And Mr. Chair, I'll log off. I don't know if it's.
Okay, well, and I'm just going to identify the closed session item, so maybe you can log in there and it'll be clear. We will not have any further action that I'm aware of here. So again, I'll go ahead and announce the closed session items. Item 1 is significant exposure to litigation, one case. Government Code Section 54956.9, D2. We also have a personnel matter, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Appointment, County Administrative Officer. Another personnel matter, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employment Appointment, County Council. And then conference with labor negotiator, meet and confer, Government Code Section 54957.6. And that's with CLOSIA General Supervisor, CLOSIA Supervisors, SEIU Blue Collar Probation Officers Association, Management Firefighters Association, Detention Deputies Association, Prosecutors Association, Deputy Sheriffs Association, Unrepresented Management. We expect any reporting now?
Mr. Chair,
And council.
can I try to get that remark out?
Hang on,
Mr.
hold on.
Mr. Chair,
Supervisor.
we will not be reporting out of closed session. And as I understood it, Supervisor Valley is seeking confirmation that the first public hearing on redistricting is on July 20th. Can you confirm that, Mr. Spikes?
That's what I understand the case to be, yes.
Does that answer your question, Supervisor Valley?
Okay, let's move ahead. Also at 11 o'clock, we will have the regular meeting of the California Public Finance Authority. And is there any further information to come before the board at this time? Seeing none, we will move to adjourn to closed session. And we will come back to you Tuesday, July 20th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Supervisor Valley, can you hear us?
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry about the difficulties today. I'm here.
No
Yes.
worries. We don't have staff from Cal PFA yet.
We'll tell them about it later.
Let's just start the meeting.
Yeah, I sent him an email about 10 minutes ago and Scott said, sounds good.
And so if we can move fast enough, we can have it done before he logs on.
Okay.
Here,
Just a moment.
All righty.
Well, maybe not that fast, but
Staff is ready on this side.
yeah. Following Catherine's lead.
Okay. So at this time, today is July 13th, 2021. It's 11 o'clock. This is time and place for the California Public Finance Authority. Would you please call the roll?
Joe Nevs,
Here.
Richard Valley,
Here.
Doug Verboon,
here,
Craig Peterson,
Here.
Richard Fagundes.
here.
Okay, we have 5 present and we'll be able to conduct business. We'll move to item 2, which is approval of the minutes of the June 29th, 2021 regular meeting.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson,
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Okay, we have 5 in favor. Motion carries. Next would be item 3, which is new business, and I don't see staff online. We will move to public comment, item 4. Any person,
Pick up I don't have any problems with I was able to read the report.
okay,
And don't have any questions. So if there are no questions or comments, Mr. Chair, I would move both items A and B under new business.
I'll second that.
okay. Oh, there's Scott right now.
Oh, yeah, we have a vote or we have a motion on.
Hey, yes.
Don't
thank
mess
you.
it up.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, can you hear us?
Oh, now, quick.
Yeah. Yo, Scotty. He's on mute.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Scott, just for your information, we have just a motion and second to approve items 3A and B, and that motion is on the floor. So,
Okay, awesome, guys. Yeah, sorry I was a couple of minutes late. I thought you might still be in closed session, so that's my bad.
okay. And with that, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Craig Peterson,
Aye.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, we have 5 in favor. Motion carries to pass items 3A and B. We'll now move to public comment. Any person may directly address the board at this time on any item on the agenda or other items of interest to the public that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. 5 minutes are allowed for each item. Do we have any public comment?
I have no one with their hands raised and no written comments.
Very good. We'll move to item 5, which is staff updates. And Scott, do you have anything for us?
No, not really, guys. Just as a heads up, again, the 2 items that were on the agenda today, these are both repeat borrowers through Cal PFA. They love working with us and are just kind of back through for another round. So thank you for getting the approvals together today.
You bet you. Thank you. All right. Any other information to come from the board at this time? Seeing none, meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.